Namaste. This is Praveen Kajri here. So welcome to the video class on the third part of the Iupac nomenclature. In the second part, we have discussed 5 sub-rules to be remembered in order to name the simple organic molecules. First sub-rule is first letter of the Iupac name should be capital and all other letters should be small letters in the Iupac name. Second rule is there should not be any gap between prefix, root word and suffix. Third rule is if there is only one substituent in a molecule, then how to write the prefix. Fourth rule is if there are 2 identical substituents in the molecule, then how to write the prefix. Fifth rule is if there are more than one different substituent in the molecule, then how to write the prefix. So this is what we have discussed in the last class. So in this class we will discuss some more sub rules. So let us start with sub rule 6. What actually this sub rule says. So in order to understand sub rule 6, let us take the example. Through that we can define this rule. So the example is CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3. This is the molecule. First you have to identify the longest carbon chain. So straight chain is the longest carbon chain, right? Then number the longest carbon chain in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent. So there are 2 possibilities in numbering this molecule. One possibility is I can start numbering from this carbon 1, 2, 3. Third carbon will get the least number containing the substituent. 4, 5, 6, 7. Another one is, so let us take CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3. This is the molecule. So the longest carbon chain in this molecule is same molecule, same as that of this molecule. I want to show there are 2 ways of numbering in this molecule. So if I start numbering from this carbon, third carbon will get a least number. If I start numbering from this carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I start numbering from this carbon also, I will end with the number 3 for this carbon, third carbon bearing the substituent. So both the way of numbering seems possible. So which way of numbering is correct now? For that the sub rule is. So what this sub rule says, if 2 different substituents are present at the equivalent position in the longest carbon chain. If 2 different substituents are present at the equivalent position in the longest carbon chain, then number the carbon chain, longest carbon chain in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent which comes alphabetically first. That is the rule. So this is what the sub rule is. What it says, if two different substituents are present at the equivalent position, then what problem we encounter? There are two ways of numbering this longest carbon chain. This is one way, this is another way. So out of these two, which one is the correct way? For that, then number the longest carbon chain in such a way that least number the longest carbon chain in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent which comes alphabetically first. Then what are the substituents? So substituent in this case is methyl is one substituent, another one is ethyl. Out of these two, which comes alphabetically first? E comes alphabetically first. So ethyl bearing carbon in the longest carbon chain must get the least number. So ethyl bearing the longest carbon chain, ethyl bearing carbon of the longest carbon chain must have least number. So but this is having fifth number. So in this case, this ethyl bearing carbon in the longest carbon chain must get a least number. This is having 3, 5. Which one is least? 3 is least. Therefore, this is the right way of numbering the molecule. So then, second rule is over now. First one is identify the longest carbon chain. Next rule is number the longest carbon chain is over. Third rule is write the name according to the structure, prefix, root word and suffix. So how to write the prefix if the molecule is having more than one substituents? So the name of these substituents, at the fifth position methyl group is there, right? At the third position ethyl group is there, right? At the fifth position methyl group, at the third position ethyl group, right? So if there are more than one different substituents, if there are more than one different substituent in the molecule, then while writing the prefix, list the substituents in the alphabetical order. That is the rule. So now I have to write the prefix. First I have to write ethyl. At the third position ethyl group is there. Next at the fifth position methyl group is there. So this is what the prefix. Now I have to write the root word. How many number of carbons in the longest carbon chain? 7. Therefore, hept is the root word. Carbon to carbon single bond ANE. In the longest carbon chain, there is only carbon to carbon single bond. Right. So this is what the sixth rule is. Right. So let us take one more example to understand this sixth rule. CH3, CH, Cl, CH, Br, CH3, CH, same molecule ion, right? CH3, CH, Cl, Cl, CH, Br, CH3. Right, same molecule. So here first rule is identify the longest carbon chain. This is the longest carbon chain. So there are two ways of numbering the molecule. So second rule is number the longest carbon chain. So there are two possibilities because two different substituents at the identical positions in the longest carbon chain. Therefore, one way is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one way of numbering. Second method is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the second way of numbering the molecule. So which one is correct? According to this rule, number the longest carbon chain in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent which comes alphabetically first. So out of these two, one is bromo substituent, right? Bromo. Another one is chloro. So which comes alphabetically first? Bromo comes alphabetically first. Therefore, bromo bearing carbon in the longest carbon chain must get the least number. This way of numbering is getting third number. So in this way of numbering, bromo bearing carbon is getting 2 number. Therefore, this is the least number compared to 3. Therefore, this is the right way of numbering the molecule. Least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent which comes alphabetically first. B comes alphabetically first. Therefore, this is the right way of numbering the molecule. This is not the right way of numbering the molecule. So now write the name of this molecule. So at the second position bromo is there, at the third position chloro is there. So if there are more than one different substituent in the molecule, then list the substituents in the alphabetical order while writing the prefix. That is the rule. So which comes alphabetical first? B. Therefore 2-bromo. Right. Next one is 3-chloro. This is the prefix. How many carbons in the longest carbon chain? 4. Therefore but is the root word. ANE is the primary suffix. This is what? 2-bromo 3-chloro butane is the name of the molecule. So this is what the sixth rule is. Now let us move on to the next sub rule. For that, let us understand it through example. CH3, CH2, C, CH3, CH3, CH2, C, CH, CH2, CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Let us take this example. So first rule is identify the longest carbon chain. Straight chain is the longest carbon chain. Now next rule is number the longest carbon chain in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent. So if I start numbering from this carbon 1, 2, 3, third carbon will get the substituent. So if I start from numbering from this carbon 1, 2, 3, fourth carbon will get the least number. So therefore this is this way from left to right is the correct way of numbering the molecule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I have to write the prefix. How to write the prefix? So while writing the prefix, there are two different substituents. One is methyl, 3 methyl groups, and one is ethyl. There are two different substituents in this molecule. If you want to write the prefix for that, list the substituents in the alphabetical order while writing the prefix. That is what the rule is. So if there are more than one identical substituent in the molecule, then how to write the name of the substituent? So third position, at the third position, one methyl group is there. Again at the third position, one more methyl group is there. So again at the sixth position, one more methyl group. So how many methyls are there in this molecule? Methyl groups are there in this molecule? 3 methyl groups. So therefore I have to use tri. So what is that? Methyl. What is the name of the substituent? Methyl. So this is what one substituent. Another substituent is at the fifth position, ethyl group is there. So at the fifth position, ethyl group is there. So I want to list these substituents in the alphabetical order. So according to this, by looking at these two names, E comes first compared to T. That is what we guess. But actually what rule says is, you are not supposed to consider di, tri, tetra, etc. in alphabetizing the substituent names. That is what the rule is. So actual sub rule 7 is, so while writing the prefix for simple substituents, di, tri, tetra, etc. are ignored. In alphabetizing. So this is what the rule is. So tri, di, tetra, etc. should be avoided in alphabetizing, in arranging the substituent in the alphabetical order. So therefore you have to consider M as a first letter in this substituent. You have to consider E as a first letter in this substituent. So then write the name of this molecule. First I have to write the prefix. So E comes first, therefore 5-ethyl. So next 3,3,6 trimethyl. This is the prefix. Root word is 9 carbons in this longest carbon chain. Therefore 9 carbons in this carbon chain, non. So only carbon to carbon single bond in the longest carbon chain. Therefore ANE is the primary suffix. So 5-ethyl 3,3,6 trimethyl non-N is the name of this molecule. Let us take one more example to understand this rule. CH3 CHBr CHBr CH2 CHCl CH2 CH2 CH3. Let us take this molecule. So first rule is identify the longest carbon chain. Straight chain is the longest carbon chain. It is having a maximum number of carbons in the chain. So therefore next rule is number the longest carbon chain in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent. If I start numbering from this carbon, it will get the second carbon. Second carbon will get the number 2 bearing the substituent bromo. If I start from this carbon, 1, 2, 3, fourth carbon will get the fourth position bearing the substituent chloro. Therefore this is the correct way of numbering the molecule. This is the correct way of numbering the molecule. Now write the name of this molecule according to this structure, prefix, root word and suffix. So I want to write the prefix for this molecule. So what are the substituents which are present in this molecule? At the second position, and at the third position, bromo group is there, right? Dibromo, right? Dibromo. At the second position, one bromo. At the third position, one more bromo. Therefore, dibromo. So next one is at the fifth position, chloro is there. Right. So now I have to list the substituent in the alphabetical order in writing the prefix. So C, I have to consider C as the first letter. In this case, I am not supposed to consider this D as the first letter for this molecule, because di, tri, tetra are ignored in alphabetizing the substituent. Right. So therefore D is ignored. So which letter I have to consider? B I have to consider. Therefore B, C. Which comes alphabetically first? So B comes alphabetically first. Therefore 2,3 dibromo. Right. 5 chloro is the prefix. Root word is 8 carbons. So oct. Right. Oct. Next one is ANE, carbon to carbon single bond in the longest carbon chain. Therefore primary suffix is ANE. So 2,3 dibromo 5-chloro-octane is the name of this molecule. So I hope seventh rule is clear now. So now let us move on to the next sub rule. For that let us take an example. CH3 CH CH3 CH CH2 CH3 CH2 CH2 CH CH3 CH3. This is the molecule. So first rule is you have to identify the longest carbon chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the longest carbon chain. Right. Straight chain is the longest carbon chain. Right. So now number the longest carbon chain. So there are two possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is one way of numbering. So another one is I am going to write the molecule here, CH, CH3, CH, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH, CH3, CH3. So in this, again straight chain is the longest carbon chain. So number the longest carbon chain. I can also number this molecule from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you start numbering from this molecule, second carbon is bearing the substituent methyl group. If you start from this carbon, the second carbon will get the least number. This is having the same methyl group as the substituent. So which way of numbering is correct? For that, the sub rule is sub rule 8. So what it says, when both directions gives same number, same lowest possible number for one substituent. So what is that? When both directions, this direction also is giving the lowest possible number for this one substituent. This direction, numbering from this direction, is also giving the same possible number for this substituent. Then direction is chosen which gives least possible number for the next substituent. This is the rule. So what is that? Then the direction is chosen. Out of these two, one direction is chosen. So which direction? That numbering from that direction will give the least number to the next substituent. If I start from if I number in this direction, this is also getting the second number containing the methyl group. So next possible substituent is ethyl group, that is getting the third number. Ethyl substituent having carbon is getting the third number. So if you start from this number, of course second carbon bearing the methyl group is getting the 2 number, but the ethyl substituent, next substituent having carbon is getting the 5th position. This is not the least number compared to 3. Therefore, this is the right way of numbering the molecule. This is not the right way of numbering the molecule. Right. So what is that? What is the 8th rule says? When both directions give the same lowest possible number on the for one substituent, both directions will give the lowest possible number to one substituent. Then the direction is chosen which gives least possible number to the next substituent. So this is what the 8th rule is. This you have to remember. Then how to write the name of this molecule now? Then how to write the name of this molecule? So there are two substituents at the second position. One methyl group is there, right? At the sixth position, one more methyl group is there. Therefore, I have to write dimethyl. Right. So then at the third position, ethyl group is there. Therefore, what I have to write? So if there are more than one substituents, then list the substituents in the alphabetical order while writing the prefix. So we know that di, tri, tetra should not be considered in alphabetizing the substituents. Therefore, M is the first name of this substituent, E is the first name of this substituent. Then what is the name? So at the third position, ethyl group is there. Then at the second and sixth position, methyl, dimethyl is the prefix. Now hept is the root word, ane is the primary suffix. This is the name of this molecule. That is the name of this molecule. So these are the only 3 rules that we have discussed today. So first rule is, if the 2 different substituents are present at the identical position in the longest carbon chain, then number the longest carbon in such a way that least number should be given to the carbon bearing the substituent which comes alphabetically first. That you have to remember. So next rule is, while writing the prefix, di, tri, tetra should not be considered in alphabetizing the substituents. Right, that is the next rule what we have discussed. Last rule what we have discussed is this one: when both directions give the same least possible number for one substituent, then the direction is chosen in such a way that least possible number should be given to the carbon bearing the next substituent. So that is what the next rule is. So these are the only 3 rules that we have discussed today. In the next video class, we will discuss some more sub rules in order to write the IUPAC name for simple organic molecules. Thanks for watching the video, and please share the video with a student in need. Thank you very much.